Earlier today, I reviewed the new record from Richard Dawson, End of the Middle, the latest offering from the esoteric English folk singer who has been on a critical hot streak dating back to 2017's Peasant, which includes my personal favorite in his catalog, the wonderful 2020. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of his previous record, 2022's The Ruby Chord, because its grand scope and epic ambitions kind of muffled some of the stuff that I like so much about Richard Dawson. But seeing the track list of this new record and hearing some of the singles in the lead up to it, I was anticipating a shortening of that scope, a return to focus at the core of Richard Dawson as a singer, a songwriter, and a storyteller. And in large part, that's what we get, and I like it. And just because this thing isn't highly conceptual or extremely long does not mean that it is not detailed, thoughtful, and provocative. There are a lot of really interesting storytelling moments on this record, like on the great track Bullies, where Richard Dawson discusses his own experience as a youth with bullies, and the detail with which he reminisces is amazing, and it does so much to tell you how these memories impacted him and stuck with him. And then it's kind of flipped on his head when his own son is dealing with bullies or even becoming a bully himself, something that Richard understandably has really conflicted feelings about. Or take my favorite of the deep cuts, the song Not, where Richard basically details a day's worth of wedding activities that he is forced to attend and sort of transmutes them through his own hilarious snark. And it turns a lot of these common rituals on their head in really clever and really funny ways. I don't think this record is perfect. Occasionally, there are kind of hokey refrains and instrumentals, a problem I've always had with Richard Dawson. The album can get a little silly at points, and it's far less impactful when it is, but there's also a lot of good stuff here, a lot of really gentle, sparse instrumentation, and some really good storytelling. So for fans of folk music, if you weren't already a Richard Dawson fan, you're long overdue. And honestly, this is a pretty good first record to get into. If you've heard the album, tell me what you think of it, and go to my blog up here to check out my review of the entire thing.